Guys, anyone practice of the study sessions, guys? Any web service? Guys, anyone practice on the inbound integrations with the different web services? Not only one-time payment. Anyone try, guys? Okay. Any issues or any doubts till now? EIB inbound integration. Guys, can you able to hear me?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
అండి.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today I want to start outbound integration. What is the task, guys? You want to create a EIB. What is the task?
Create EI.
For both inbound and outbound, same task, guys. Okay. Select outbound. So in general settings, we have a same type of process case. Okay, same type of steps we have. For inbound integration, from external system to get data, transform, delivery into Workday. Outbound integration from Workday to get data, transform, delivery, external system. We are going to send it to the external system, guys, not Workday, other systems. Okay, so in general settings, we don't need to touch anything. It's just a name and ID. We go to the get data section. Okay. So we have two options in the data source. There is an internal question also. How many data sources we have in the EIB outbound integration? So we have two types, guys. Custom report and a web service. Two ways we can pull a data from Workday, guys. Using custom report, we can pull a data from Workday. And another option is using web service. Using web service also, we can pull a data from Workday, guys. So today class, we're going to select a custom report. Okay. Custom report. We need to give a custom report here. So first we need to create a custom report, guys. So which report we can choose, guys? Only advanced report and search report. These two reports we can call to the integration level, guys. So any other reports not possible to call integration level. Why? Because of
You need to enable as a website.
yes, correct. Only we have advanced and search reports having the enabled as web service. Okay. So we can take any data source. I'm selecting this data source, guys. I'm selecting enabled as a web service. Click OK. So I'm giving the employee ID. I am selecting the few fields, guys. I am selecting only five fields. What is this error, guys? Any idea?
We need to mention the prompt defaults. Like we need to select that in the prompts while enabling web service.
Yeah. While enabling the web service, okay, this data source contains the default prompts. If you go to the action of this data source, if you scroll down, security groups, category, valid, data source, filters for data source. Okay, this data source containing the default prompts, guys. Okay, because of this a index data source. So because of that, it's not allowing without giving that this one prompts. It's not allowing. Okay, if you select this checkbox, this prompts will automatically come. Okay, so or else we can take it as a another data source. Can you make it change to business object, guys? Only data source we can change, guys. There is interview question also, guys. Okay, once the report is created, if you want to change it to the business object, is it possible? No, only data source we can change, guys. Okay, I changed to the data source workers for HCM reporting to all account meta workers. If I click OK, it's give error because of this prompts is not no longer available for this data source. So I'm going to remove manually. Okay, so then click OK. I'm calling this report to the EAB, guys. So for example, if I disable the enable as web service, I disable this enable as web service. I'm trying to search INT 128. It's not displaying this. Once you enable as web service, then only it will display. Okay. So this is the question also. So I'm trying to add a custom report to the EAB level. I can't find that custom report. Why? Because of that report doesn't have a enabled as a web service. And another option is, let's see. See, another issue is
Security.
first one is first. What is the issue, guys? While calling this custom report to the integration level, I cannot find the custom report into the integration level. So what is the issue? We have a
Report is enable.
yeah,
We didn't enable as web service.
yes. First one is we did not enable the web service. Even if it's enabled as a web service, we did not find this in custom report here, guys. Why? Because of the owner is not a what current user. For example, the current user Logan McNall, but the owner is different, Steve Morgan. Due to that, okay, the report is not available to call here, guys. Okay, so this is the two options. Okay, we have to. This is the interview question, guys. Okay, this is the interview question. Now it's got next. This is the get data section, guys. Okay, in get data section, how many data source types we have? It will support two types: custom report, web service. And custom report, we can call a custom report. Which report we can call, guys? Only enabled as web service, and that report should share to us. Share are owner of the custom report. Okay. Next. So next option is a transform, guys. In inbound integration, we did not change transform or delivery, guys. These two options we did not change. By default, whatever the options we have it selected, those options I keep it the same, guys. Okay. For outbound integration, we have to change this. Okay. So what is this transform? Transform means by default it's selecting as a none. Okay. So we have a other types, guys. Custom report transformation, custom transformation. This is the new custom report transformation means whenever we're going to create a first time integration, right? So that time we need to select this one. Next time onwards, when you going to edit, that time onwards, it will not show, guys. Only it will show these two options. Only show these two options, guys. So we can consider these two options, guys. Okay, transformation, custom report transformation, custom transformation. Okay, so we'll see later. As of now, we can see none of by default. Okay, next delivery. Where this file going to deliver, guys? So regularly in real time, we're going to deliver as a SFTP. Okay, we need a SFTP address. The business team will provide this SFTP address, or external application peoples will provide the SFTP address. Okay, authentication methods. So regularly we will have a SH key authentication and a username password. Okay, username password means we need to give a username and a password. Okay, and what is the file name if you want to decide. The same way, SH key authentication means so we need to give a username, but here we don't give a password, guys. Here we need to create a SH key authentication, guys. Create X50 in a private key, public key. We have a task to create this one. Okay, that public key we provide by the business team, guys. Okay, this way we can deliver a files to the SFTP in real time. But the first when we create a work integration, even if it's a real time also, by default the first we will select as a work attachment. Why? Because of we have to do a unit testing. We have to run a multiple times whether data is working fine or not, extracting expected or not. We have to check, guys, multiple times. That is the reason we have to select a workday attachment as initial. So once file everything is ready, then only we can configure SFTP address. Okay. So and file name. What is the file name we going to deliver to the SFTP or some other location? So INT 128. Okay. Employee data. Correct. Okay. Document retention policy means how many days this output file will visible to us. Okay. By default, it's giving a 1 day, guys. After 1 day, you try to download the output file from the integration event. Okay. It will not visible, guys. By default, it automatically delete file from the workday system, guys. Okay. If we want, we can change it to 30 days, 40 days, like that. Okay. So this is the delivery method, guys. Okay. If we want one more delivery method, we can add this. No problem. Okay. In the delivery section, in the delivery section, we have a sequence generator. Okay. And restricted to. Restricted to means this is a contains the tenants, guys. Okay. For example, we have a for sandbox one SFTP they will provide. For production they will provide another SFTP. So we can add for example this is a sandbox. Okay. So we can add a one more delivery section for SFTP or FTP. Okay. So we want to restrict the on which tenant. If it's an implementation tenant or sandbox, we're going to deliver to the this address, this SFTP address. We can restrict here. This is the implementation sandbox. Whenever you run the integration from sandbox or implementation tenant, it will deliver to the file this location. Okay. So if you go to the here on the second one, if you select as a production, what will happen? The file delivered to the FTP while running the production tenant. Okay. This is the restricted to guys. Okay. There is a internal question also. Okay. If we want to restrict the delivery, where we can restrict? Okay. In the delivery section, we have a restricted to environment. We need to select a implementation sandbox production. Okay. So this way we can restrict to this. As of now, I'm giving only one thing. Okay. For sequence generator, we will discuss later. Okay. As of now, I select as a transformation none, guys. Okay. So by default, if we go to the review and submit, we can review. Okay. This is the delivery service we have using. Just click OK. Now we can run the integration. Okay. We can run the integration. So here sometimes you won't find the launch access. Launch access. Why? Because of it's a security issue due to someone create this integration and this is a share with only specific person. Okay. Sometimes you don't have access in the data source. Data source access, if you know not having the data source access, you won't find this launch access. Okay. Now I'm going to run the integration. Okay. Integration launch run now, click OK. Okay. So if you want to file name override, previously what is the file name we have given, guys? int 128 employee data, right? So if you want to override that file name, we can override it here. In the document retention policy, we have given a 30 days. If you want to override those values, we can override it. We can give 1 day, 10 days like that. Okay. So this is the launch parameter. Okay. If we select as a use default, system default, okay. By defaultly, what are the values we have selected while configuring the integration? Those values it will take place. Okay. Click OK and see. Now we got a output file. The file name is int 128 employee data. Okay. So let's download this one. Guys, by default, if you did not select any transformation, the workday will generate as a XML file. Always it will generate as a XML file. Okay. If you did not any transformation, you did not apply any code. Okay. By default, workday will generate as a XML format. Okay. By default, it will select as a XML format. Okay. So how the XML format will be displayed? How we can understand? Okay. By default, it will generate as a workday XML, guys. Okay. Workday XML. So we'll see normal XML also later. So first we will understand this XML format. Okay. So this is the report data, guys. Okay. This we can call it as a tag. This we can call it as a tags, guys. This is the root tag or parent tag. Under this, if any data, any tags, we can call it as a child tags. Okay. So report data, if you click on this arrow button, entire data, entire data between this report tags, report data tags. Okay. If any tag open like this, automatically it should be displayed as a closing tag as well. This is the opening tag and the closing tag. This is the closing tag. So the closing tag only, it will contain only slash button, guys, slash option. The remaining same text. Okay. And this is the namespace. Namespace means whatever the values we have in the enabled as web service, right? In the report level. This is the namespace. Okay. Automatically it will come to here, guys. Namespace. Okay. If you expand this one, we have a multiple report entry text, guys. This is the report entry tag, guys. Okay. So if you, we have a multiple report entries, guys. Each employee data, okay, one report entry, guys. One employee data, okay, stored in the one report entry, guys. Okay. So this is also containing the opening tag report entry, same as closing tag, guys. Closing tag extra which will contain as a slash only. Okay, each report entry contain one employee data, guys. If you expand the first report entry, this is the 2100 employee record, employee ID. What are the fields we have given? That field will generate as a one tag, guys. This is the employee ID. This is the worker, and this is the company, position, workers manager. These are the tags we have, guys. Okay, so employee ID is opening tag, and this is the closing tag, guys. Between open and closing tag, we have a data, employee ID. Same worker open tag, here worker close tag. Okay, between these two tags, open tag, closing tag, between these two we have a data, guys. We have a data. This is the data, guys. So let's see what's the data. Descriptor means employee name, guys. Okay, so this is the workday IDs, guys. As we discussed, reference ID, workday ID, external IDs, right? So this is called as a workday XML. By defaultly, it will gives us a workday XML. So workday XML contains the IDs, guys, reference IDs and workday IDs. Okay, this employee, this employee, okay, reference IDs we have this one. This is the workday ID of the employee, and this is the reference ID, the employee ID, reference ID. Okay, so we have a company, open tag and closing tag. Between this, we have a data, guys. So here we have a three IDs, guys. Previously we have two IDs. Here we have three IDs. First one, descriptor is a company name, and we have IDs. First one is a workday ID. If you can observe, this is the attributes, guys. This we can call it as a inside the tag. This is the ID tag, guys. Okay, this is the opening tag. This is the closing tag. So in the opening tag, if we have any type like this, we can call it as a attribute. Okay, this attribute, this is the value, guys. WID. Okay, so this is the workday ID, guys, and between this opening tag and the closing tag, so we have a ID data, actual data, guys. Okay, this is the workday ID, guys, and this is the reference IDs. So for company, we have a two reference IDs. One is organization reference ID, another is company reference ID, guys. What is this called, guys? Attribute. This is the attribute value, guys. Okay, this is the attribute. Attribute name is a type, WD type, and this is the attribute value, guys. Okay, company reference ID and the organization reference ID. Okay, so this is the organization reference ID, guys, and this is the company reference ID. Okay, so we have a two IDs, three IDs. One is the workday ID, remaining two is the reference IDs, guys. Okay, same way we have a position open tag and a closing tag. Between this we have a position name and the workday ID. Position doesn't have any reference IDs, guys. Okay, so same as workers manager as well. This is the manager name. Okay, this is the manager workday ID, manager employee. Okay, this way we can understand the XML, guys. Okay, if you expand the second report entry, it means it contains the second employee data, guys. Second employee data. Okay, same way we have a different ID sections, everything. We have a third employee record, fourth employee record. Okay, so each report entry contains one employee record, guys. Okay, So this way we can check the XML files. Okay, we got now XML, workday XML. Okay, so now if you want to generate as a simple XML, not a workday XML, okay, how we can do it? If we go to the integration, where we can edit as enterprise interface, edit, where we can select this guys and
Transform.
get data section. So in the get data section, we have a details section, guys. So we have discussed only data source type and custom report area. So we have a details section. Here we have an alternate output format. Okay. So usually we can do it in the transformation tab only. We can apply the custom report transformation or custom transformation. But in the get data section also we have a alternate output format. So here we will have a CSV format, GData, JSON, RSS, simple XML. By default, if we did not select anything here, by default, Workday XML will generate, guys. Workday XML. Okay. If we select as a CSV format, so let's see if we select as a CSV format and click OK. I'm running this integration. File name I'm giving as a specify value int 128 csv file dot csv. Okay, I have changed the file name here. Let's see. Let's download the output file, guys. If you can observe, this is the changed file name, guys. We just open this file. See, this is the CSV file which contains the header, everything. This is the employee record. Okay. Next is a worker, company, position, everything, guys. Okay. So these are the data we have, guys. The CSV file doesn't contain the IDs. Okay. The actual values it will display, guys. Okay. This is the CSV format, guys. So if you want to different other format, where we can go, guys?
Enterprise interface
Get
edit.
data section.
Enterprise
Enterprise interface. Edit.
interface.
Get data section.
We have a alternate output file. We can select a JSON format, different formats we can try, guys. So we'll try simple XML now. Simple XML, and I'm just click OK. So how it will display simple XML? Let's see, guys. Launch. I'm changing the name int 128 simple XML dot XML. This is the XML file dot XML file. we can keep it. If we go to here, if we can observe, it's got renamed to the different one. If we can observe the workday XML, simple XML guys, both you can observe. This is the workday XML. This is the simple XML. What is different between two guys?
You are not getting IDs,
Yes.
workday ID, reference ID.
Yes. The IDs, the simple XML file doesn't contain the workday IDs, reference IDs. IDs. Okay. But workday XML contains the IDs. And the simple XML doesn't contain the any IDs. Directly, whatever the values we are getting from report, the same values we are getting here, guys. Okay. So they same remaining everything is same, guys. Report data, under report data, entire data will be displayed. Under report data contains the different report entries. Each report entry will contain the one employee data, guys. Okay. Only difference is the workday XML contains the reference IDs, workday IDs. Simple XML doesn't contain this IDs. Okay. Only difference between these two, only this options. Okay. Now let's see enterprise interface. Always I'm selecting as a simple XML. Okay. I will keep it as a simple XML. I will go to the delivery file name employee data.xml. Okay. Click next and click OK. If I run this integration, I'm selecting as a use default value. Okay. Click OK. Same name we have guys. INT128 employee data.xml. Okay. For example, this integration got scheduled. Daily the integration running. Okay. So what will happen? What will happen? This file is going to deliver to the SFTP folder. If we try to same file name, same folder, what will happen? Hmm?
It will
Overwrite the file or just give a some error message.
override
That's
the
the thing.
previous one.
Yeah. Okay. It's to overwrite the previous file. It's going to delete the previous file and it's update the file. So that is the reason the sequence generator is introduced case. Okay. Sequence generator got introduced. So how we can create a sequence generator, guys? Let's see. Where we can go, guys? Enterprise interface, edit. In the delivery section, under details section, we have a sequence generator, guys. Here, if you can observe, already existing sequence generators. This all the things. Do you have any create option here? No. So we need to go to the create here, guys. Task. Create sequence generator ID, guys. ID definition. Create ID definition or sequence generator task. So using this task, we can create a sequence generator, guys. Okay, so how we can create? Let's see. This is the sequence name. Whatever the sequence name we can give, guys. For example, this is the integration INT 128 sequence. Okay, this is the increment by. So increment by means, so for example, now we got a output file name as a INT 128 employee data. If we run next time, what will happen? Increment by 1 means it will generate next time INT 128 employee data 1 next time, and the third time INT 128 employee data 2, 3, like that. It will increase like that. So if you increment by sequence generator as a 2, it will generate as a employee data 2, and second time it will generate as a 4, 6, like that. Okay, so by default we will select a real time one, guys. So this is the main one, guys. Sequence generator, sequence ID format, and which format we going to give, guys. Okay, so this is the file name, right? So I want to give the same file name, same format. Uh, employee, just giving the employee, guys, not employee data. Okay, so I am the sequence generator will be automatically override the file name, guys. Whatever the sequence generator given here, that value will be displayed in the output file name. Okay, that purpose I'm giving, I'm just changing the file name, guys. The actual file name, this one, employee data, but our sequence generator I'm giving as a just employee. If you scroll to this mouse to the check this box, okay, it will display the suggestions here, guys. Okay, so every time we're going to run, every daily we're going to run a file. So we need to generate a unique file name. What will happen? How we can do it means we can send it as a file name with the timestamp. Timestamp, guys. So here, so if you want to select as a year first or date, so here if you can observe the day format small d, okay, inside the brackets, guys, square brackets. First, we need to generate as a timestamp as a day, month, year. Sometimes the business required a year, month, date. Based on that, we can generate, guys. So inside the square bracket, small d for the date, guys. Okay. For the so between the date and the let's see the month. So if you take it as a month, 3 M's, M. What will display? September, like DEC for the current month, it will display. If you take it as a 2 M's, M, it will print it as a 1, 2. It means 12th month. Okay. Let's see both differences. Okay. M, capital M, right? 3 M's. I'm giving the here. Here how we can display, guys? 2 letters, last 2 letters, 2 numbers or 4 numbers. Based on that, if you want to 4 numbers, we need to give a 4 bytes. Okay. In last, we can give it as a dot XML. Okay. So if you want to, with the time stamping, we want to display sequence generator ID by type, increment by sequence generator ID. So we can give it as a square bracket SCQ, guys. If you scroll to mouse to here, in the fourth line, if you can observe, for the next sequence number, inside the square bracket, we have to give a SCQ, guys. Okay. So that is the reason we have given this value, guys. Okay. So I have given a 3 M's guys here. Okay. I'm just click OK and I'm calling the sequence generator here. INT 128. Okay. This is the sequence generator. Okay. So let's click next and OK. If I run this integration, go to output files. Is it generated guys? By default, what are the file name we have given? That file name is generating it. Why it's not generating the sequence generator here? Okay. So while after creating the sequence generator, while launch the integration, okay. So we have to give a determine value at runtime with the next sequence generator. Next sequence for the integration file. Okay. So we have to select guys. This is also interview question. I have created a sequence generator. I'm running the integration. The sequence generator is not working. What is the issue? The issue is in the launch parameter file name section. We have a determine with value runtime. We have to select and select as a next sequence for the integration file utility and just run the integration. Once you select a next sequence generator on the launch parameter, then only it will display guys. If you can observe today is the 16th, it means it's running as a US time zone and we have selected as a 3M's. It's displayed as a DEC and year as a 2024 and the next sequence we have selected as a 1 guys. If you run the integration again, it will display as a 2 in the last guys. 2 in the last. If you can observe, I'm going to run this integration. Determine value at runtime and the next sequence guys. Click OK. Now if you go to here, if you can observe, same date in the last we have a 2 guys. It means this is the next sequence. So if I go to the sequence generator, I'm going to edit the sequence generator guys. Okay. If you can observe, this is the previous current till now. This many times we have run, and the recent one is the file name. This one. Okay. So I'm giving the 2M's. Okay. Between this we want to filter the hyphen. Okay. We can take this value and we don't want to give a sequence. We can remove guys. Okay. Let's click OK and let's run this integration. Determine value at runtime and the next sequence. if you go here, see between the date we have a hyphen and there is a no sequence and the month is displaying as a number case. Okay, this way we can display as a sequence generator, guys. Sequence generator. Okay, so let's see the remaining options. Till now, whatever we have seen, guys, what are the options we have seen? How to create outbound integration and how to create a sequence generator. Okay, by defaultly how it displays the workday XML and the simple XML. What is the difference between the workday XML and simple XML? Okay, we have seen the overview of the XML file, guys. How it displays the XML file. So do remember this XML format, guys. If you want, you can search in the XML format in the W3 schools, guys. XML tutorials. Okay, if you want to, you can learn from here, guys. W3 schools. Okay, so you will get the all the XML root element. What is the attribute tags element? What is the tags element means child element, like I have told you, right? Root element we can call it as a parent element and a child elements, sub elements we can call it as a child elements. Those we can call it as the elements, guys. Okay, so how we can syntax elements, everything we can learn more skills, guys, and XML file. Okay, you can learn from the W3 schools, guys. Okay, so you will have a better idea about the XML file, guys. So based on this XML file, we can write a XSLT, guys. Okay, based on the XML file, we can write a XSLT. Okay, do practice on the XML file, guys. Okay, so till now, any doubts, guys? Till now, any doubts?
Sir, in the inbound integration, get data retrieval method, if we use the SFTP, the SFTP address is not the third party SFTP address, right? Or
It's the third party based on our business requirements. Sometimes the third party employees will give say SFTP address. Sometimes our internal
so,
SFTP, company SFTP is there. We have to configure those SFTP guys.
so if we get the third party SFTP, so their format is a normal Excel, right? So
In that case, what will happen?
so how
We will share the spreadsheet to them. So we will ask them
okay.
to enter a data as a proper way. So we will give the
Mhm.
some KT session to the people, the external people, where we can enter the which data. This all the information. They will download the spreadsheet and they will enter the proper data and they will upload it to the SFTP folder. By default, the integration will run and pick that file from the SFTP and it will load it, guys. If the support team, the integration support team, what will do? They will monitor the integration events and if it's failing any error, fail or anything, we will check those errors and we will inform to the business team, guys.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other doubts, guys?
Sir, we can call only custom reports into the integration, but we can't call delivered reports, right, sir?
No, we can't call to the delivery reports. Yeah.
Sir,
Any
what is
other?
the RSS in the what is the RSS in the retrieval method?
Which is a one type of file format, like CSV. XML file, JSON format. Same we have RSS method, RSS output type. We have a Excel sheet,
Okay.
XML file. Like that, we have a RSS. So regularly we will use a CSV or XML guys and JSON. Okay, these three options only we will use the regularly.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me. So we will use regularly CSV, JSON, simple XML. So we will not use the G data or RSS guys.
Okay, sir.
Any other doubts?